Now, in this lesson, we are going to discuss combining tense and aspect, as well as we're going to work on seeing infixes in sentences. Now, when you combined tense and aspect, as we discussed in the previous lessons, you can get compound infixes, and these are infixes that are they're different from either the tense or the aspect infix, but are very obvious combinations of them. Now let's so we'll talk about the various ones. Now we remember tense and aspect are past, present, and future, and then we have imperfect and perfect. And so those are done with am. The accented I am, accented I, y, and a, y. And then we have o, l, and e, r. So these are the tenses. These are aspect. Now we can combine, so let's combine future with the perfect. Now this is a, y plus o, l. We're doing a little math here. And that equals a, l, y. So this is the infix that designates both future tense and the perfective aspect. So let's do another one. Let's do those two. So we have the recent past tense combined with the imperfective. So we have im plus and this equals IRM. IRM. So you can see this follows a very, very predictable pattern. You take the tense infix, and you take either the L or the R, and you put it into the middle. Right there. That's all there is to it. So, let me just write out all the combinations you can get here. So we'll start with the future tense, and we'll work our way down to the past tense. So we have, ALY. Future perfect. Future imperfect. Recent future perfect. That's a Y there. Let me try this again. Okay. Recent future imperfect. Then we have present tense and no aspect, which is no infix. That obviously doesn't change. ILM is the recent past perfect. IRM, recent past imperfect. And then you have ALM, recent past, or past perfect, and ARM, recent past, or past imperfect. And those are the various combinations. So, we have now learned all of the tense and aspect infixes that the Na'vi language has. And you can see that they follow a very rigid structure. You have AM goes to the IM, im goes, so this is past to recent past, and then you can let's say we add a perfect in there, and you get IRM. So this is the recent past perfective. And they all follow this pattern. You have, an A that can turn into an I to form the accented I to form the recent version of the tense. And then you add either the R or the L into the middle to form the proper aspect that you want to denote. And so we're going to go on to some sentences here. And let me just point out that these are all optional. You aren't required to specify a tense or aspect unless you want to convey that. So you can write something without a tense or aspect, and it will be grammatically correct. You only need to specify it if you feel that the listener won't understand what you're meaning unless you specify either of those. And as another note, leNa'vi tends to specify, or at least Fromer tends to specify the aspect rather than the tense. So if he has a situation where either the tense or the aspect can define what he means, he'll probably specify the aspect only and leave the tense up to the situation. So if you want to say like the English version of "I just hunted," or no, just say, let's say we want to say "I was just hunting." So that would be the recent past and the imperfect aspect. So recent past tense, imperfect aspect. So to say "I hunt," would be well teron, I hunt something. We'll leave the direct object out for now. But I hunt, and so you want to say I was just hunting. So we want to use the first position, which is right here. This is the first position. And so that would, we want to use the infix, we wanted to do the recent past tense, so that's im, and we wanted to also specify the imperfect, I was just hunting. So that would be the R from ER. So irm, and that turns this into well tirmaron. Tirm aron. Well tirm aron. And note that the stress doesn't change. It's still right there. So it's not tirmaron, it's tirmaron. And that's all there is to it. We just made a sentence that says, I was just hunting. And just to go back to the aspect thing, let's change this to ilm, tilmaron. Well, tilmaron. That says, I just hunted, and I'm done with it. I'm done talking about it. So this is I just hunted versus I was just hunting. So you see the difference there. All right, so we did that sentence. Let's try a different one. Let's try she will be traveling tomorrow. So this is she is po. Traveling is so. And tomorrow is trai. So this right here is a complete sentence. That says, she traveling tomorrow. And that honestly right there, you could leave it like that and you would still be able to convey it. That would still say, she will be traveling tomorrow. You lose the aspect part of it, which is why leNa'vi tends to denote aspect. But the tarai, that tomorrow implies that it's going to be happening sometime in the future. But let's do since this is about infixes, let's do the infixes. So the verb here, so this is she, travel, and this is tomorrow. So this is the verb here, the verb to travel, verb. And this is that's the singular pronoun of she. And then this is the, I guess it's adverb in this case. So this is a single syllable word. The 1 and 2. So that's where 1 and 2 go, is right in before the O in so. And so the infix we're going to use to say she will be traveling tomorrow will be the infix ARY. So you do have AY to denote the future tense, and the R to denote the perfect tense, perfect aspect. So any guesses what this turns into? Po sarayop taray. Po sarayop tar. And there is our infix. So, po sarayop taray. Po sarayop taray. There we go. She will be traveling tomorrow. Hopefully she's going to Pandora. All right, so let's do another one. Let's see here. You will soon be flying in the sky. So this is uses the word to fly, which is swayon. Swayon. So we'll write this down here. T-S-Y. Oh, sorry. I thought I messed that up. T-S-W. A-Y-O-N. Swayon. And the pronoun is oe, I. Or sorry, no, we were doing nga, you. So nga, you. Swayon, fly. Me is in. And sao is sky, but sky is actually tau. That's the word for the noun for sky. But remember that the word me causes lenition, which you may or may not have heard before, but if you haven't, go look it up. If you have, you know what's going on here. So me turns tau into sao. Alright, so this is a sentence that says, you fly in the sky. Nga swayon misao. Misao, sorry. So we need to turn swayon into the you will soon be flying in the sky. So we use that with the infix where's my notes here? IRY. So this is the accented I again. Remember, it's not E, it's I. E versus I. So this is iri, I-R-Y. And so we have swayon here. Now, take a minute to try to break down swayon into its syllables and figure out where the first and second position is. I'll tell you that it's got 2 syllables. And remember that they go before the vowel, and the tense and aspect go before the second to last vowel, or syllable, sorry. So if you figured it out, it's right here. That is the first infix position. The second would be right here. Swayon. So we will take this and turn this into, actually, instead of writing this whole thing, let me just modify swayon. All right. So this says, you will soon be flying in the sky. Nga swirayon misao. That's kind of a tongue twister. the double Y and the I and the I. So it's swirayon, swirayon. Nga swirayon mi sao. Nga swirayon mi sao. Now, forgive my pronunciation. I haven't been speaking leNa'vi for at least a few months, and I'm sure it's rusty. But this is more a lesson on infixes and less on pronunciation. Now, let's do one last sentence. And this is, we'll do something, well, let's see. I guess we can do a complex one. So we'll do actually, no, let's do a simple one, just without these combined, just the combined affixes. So let's do the traditional I see you, but let's do I saw you. So remember, I see you is well, ngati kame. Well, ngati kame. Now this is I, you, see. I, you, see. Or I see you in English. So I see you. Well, ngati kame. And so kame is a verb, to see. So this is see. And this is not I see you. This is I see you spiritually. I understand you. That sort of thing. Kame, it's got two vowels, two syllables. So we'll break it down into that. Ka-me. And you see it's got one, oops, I've screwed this up. One there and one there. So this is first and second. First and second. Now, so we wanted to say that I saw you. So we could do this two ways. We could just denote the aspect and leave the tense up to an implication. So that would be kolame. Kolame. And so this would say I saw you, and I'm done talking. I have nothing more to say about this. Or we could denote the tense, and that's what we'll do here. So that would be am. If I could write it properly. So remember, am is the infix for past tense, and that'd be kamame. I know it sounds weird when you get the double am in there, but that's what it is. Kamame. And so this sentence here, I see you, would turn into well, ngati kamame. Well, ngati kamame. All right. And that's it. Now, in the final episode, we're going to talk about how an infix for mood, the speaker's mood, gets used, as well as some of the other uncommon infixes, and then we'll finally talk about the various prefixes and suffixes that leNa'vi uses. And then that'll be it. Then you will now know how to speak leNa'vi using infixes. Thank you. Irayo.